SARS wars, not Star Wars, but SARS wars. This arose after the Hawks sent a letter to Finance Minister Pravin Gordhan to respond to questions alluding to the so-called rogue unit. From SARS, we are joined by Luther Lebelo, who is the Executive of Employee Relations. He now joins us in studio to talk a little bit more about this. Luther, thank you for coming and welcome to the program.
Thanks so much for inviting us.
The Hawks, the Finance Minister, the SARS rogue unit. Please just clarify SARS's position on all of this. What is happening?
Yeah, SARS' position, and the first thing that I just want to clarify is that the institution of the investigation into the unit actually was started before Commissioner Moyane came in September. It was started somewhere before September, and he received the report after assuming office, so he did not start the investigation. But what is happening is that from our side, we took all the actions that were necessary, the disciplinary actions, and the people who were involved in those disciplinary actions resigned. So for us, there are two things. The first one is that we've been observing the media frenzy about it, and the position of SARS is that we want to engage the Minister of Finance through appropriate channels. And of course, the next position is that as SARS, we are the complainant, and therefore we're cooperating with the police and the Hawks in this matter.
What do you want from our Finance Minister? I mean, we saw that there was a list of 27 questions sent to him. He missed the deadline yesterday for what one would believe obvious reasons. He did have the budget to work on and was given until 4 o'clock yesterday to answer those questions, which he didn't. Now, what is it that you're wanting from him?
Yeah, remember the issue of the questions is what the Hawks sent him. So we just an institution that is different. Those are the responsibilities of the Hawks, and I think the Minister of Police has already explained the role of the Hawks. From our side, we come in as complainant, and all the Commissioner of SARS wants is for the police to investigate and get to the bottom of this matter, so that if there was some activities or crime that was committed, they did come to the open. If there was nothing, there was nothing. But as SARS, we were really interested to know whether some illegal activities indeed happened. And that's why we're cooperating with the police.
We're looking at the statement that you put out, SARS puts out, says the appointment of Commissioner Tom Moyane, major controls and processes have been instituted to curb information leaks from SARS. The intention is to protect the integrity of the organization. We reject any insinuation that suggests that SARS has been leaking confidential information. Give us a little bit more clarity on this. What is the stance on this?
Yeah, a few days ago, there was also this notion, there was some statements made that SARS has leaked some information to the police and the Hawks about these questions. And we thought that it is prudent that we put it out there that, as SARS, since the Commissioner Moyane has arrived, he has put major controls in place to stop the leak. So we reject the insinuation or the notion that we're leaking information. I think it's one of the things that we wanted to clarify. And the other thing that we wanted to clarify was also the issue of what we call the operating model. So there's been this noise that there is an operating model which Commissioner Moyane is using to patch people. We also wanted to explain that, in fact, the operating model was not instituted by Mr. Moyane. It was instituted by Mr. Pillay when he was the acting commissioner. And the operating model is nothing else but a re-engineering or a re-look into the SARS operation to make sure that we are becoming more efficient. It had nothing to do with what has been reported, that it is there to patch people, it is there to collapse the large business center. In fact, it has enhanced the large business center. It has improved the branches where a large business center can operate. It has recruited more specialists that are going to work with the large business center. So the notion out there that it is used for any other thing but the efficiency of SARS is also not correct.
There's big names now being mentioned in this, and let's just bring our former Finance Minister, Trevor Manuel, into the equation. His views on the issue is he has advised, take 2 minutes of your time and write a letter of dismissal for Tom Moyane and just get him fired.
Yeah, in our statement we raised that, and maybe we want to say that SARS that we are very disappointed by that statement, because of all the people, the Honorable Minister Manuel would have known that in 2007, when the SARS Act was amended, it gave the Commissioner of SARS both the powers as the Chief Executive Officer and the Accounting Authority. And it also confirmed that the Commissioner of SARS can be appointed and only be dismissed by the president. So when a minister who was there when those acts were amended to come and make a statement that mislead the public as if the Minister of Finance can fire the commissioner, were very disappointed. Because when you expect, what we expect from people like the Honorable Minister of Finance is to make statement that helps the public, not statement that causes more confusion. The reality is that the Minister of Finance cannot fire the commissioner. Is in the act. The commissioner is both the chief executive officer and the accounting authority. So he reports only to the president.
We're talking about presidents, and I'll let this be the final question because we've got to get sports news. But former President Thabo Mbeki has now been dragged into it. I'm reading a report from the Star newspaper saying that they've got documents where they are seeing that that President Mbeki's name was brought into it, allegedly used by members of SARS rogue unit to achieve their devious acts, especially the illegal tapping of phones and spying on their opponents. What do you know about this?
Look, it's part of the investigation. So in essence, people are claiming that, look, we committed this kind of a crime, and when you committed this kind of a crime, our understanding was that this leader and that leader and that leader were aware. So that is the context of that allegation. And that's why, given the intensity of this matter, we'll call everybody that is involved to cooperate, because the matters that are raised here are serious matters. And if they are left hanging, they'll keep on causing this confusion. And that's why cooperation with the police and the Hawks to get to the bottom of this is the interest of SARS. As SARS, we really want everybody to cooperate so that we get to the bottom of this matter.
Let's leave it there. Thank you for talking to us here on the program. Luther Lebelo is SARS Executive Employee Relations, talking to us here on Morning Live about this rogue unit that SARS has allegedly had, and investigations into it, and big issues, bringing names in. And every night you go to bed and wake up and you see this web, this intricate web being even getting more complicated. So yeah, this is the latest story coming out, that the name of President Thabo Mbeki, our former president, was also dragged into it. All right.